Greetings. I'm so glad to be with you here at this Life Success Summit. My name is Dr. Tim Blake, and I'm a mental health professional of 30 years who's spent my time working with all sorts of people, helping them through their pain, their difficulties, and to living their life better. And in that, I'm somebody who helps people discover and become who they were created to be. That is an essence of what I do and help people, is I bring them to wholeness. And so this Life Success Summit is perfect for me to share some things with you about life success. As we start, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to reflect sincerely about it. Are you successful? Now, did you answer that quickly with a yes? If you did, great. And hopefully you'll find some things that'll refine your success. Now, the rest of us may look at it and say, I've still got a ways to go, or I don't even see that as possible. I haven't quite achieved all that I want to achieve. I can't see that I've reached success yet. Well, here's what I'm going to teach related to all this. It's going to help shake up the views that you have regarding life success. See, I'm going to talk to you about success and what it means and what gets in the way. I'm going to talk to you about 3 life mindset keys to trying your personal quest for success. And then I'm going to talk about what helps activate those. So let's start with success. Let me ask you a question, another sincere question to reflect on. What is success to you? And you probably come up with common answers. Money, career, families, so on and so forth, that pertain to wants, desires, things that I think make my life good. And most of those things at some level are good. It's not the things and not the pursuit that in and of itself can cause problems, but how we pursue success. See, the common pursuit of success is what I call self-focused success. It's about arranging my life in such a way that I'm maximizing what I think I can do to the best of my comfort, and where I'm taking what I can take and getting what I can get to maximize my own little world, or at least be comfortable in my own little world. Because I may recognize that I can't go as far as somebody else because I don't have those capacities. It's really a world of dog eat dog, of king of the hill, of trying to get to the top, or at least trying to maximize where you're going. And we see this all throughout the world. I mean, we currently have the Olympics going on, and that's certainly people are striving to get to the top. You get shows like Survivor, Big Brother, other things, and that are on television that show people are going to the top at the expense of others. There's even a TV show called Squid Game that was on Netflix. And the whole premise of that show is there's one person winning a whole ton of money, but to win a whole ton of money, they have to out-survive everybody else because everybody else ends up dead. That's not a spoiler for you. See, we live life at times taking from others where really everybody else ends up dead. Where we're drawing life out of them and we're leaving corpses and bones and bodies behind. In fact, our success will be built upon and stacked upon the foundation of what we've drawn life from. And that's a rather shallow foundation, rather shaky, that can easily be set apart and fall and collapse. See, self-focused success, it's got a limit. It's going to come to an end, or it's going to collapse on you, and there's something that's going to falter. It's not something that lasts. Now, there is a different way of success. Life mindset. See, life mindset is about taking in, what has been given to you in life, the good, the bad, the ugly. You're receiving what's been given. You take that, you refine that, you sort out what is good, you move away from what has been difficult, and you refine that to something that's a benefit, of value, of good, and in turn give it to somebody else. See, with that, there's a flow. There's a flow that's not about me, it's a flow about taking life, taking love, moving it through, and passing it on, not just for me, but for others. And they can in turn do the same thing. And as such, that success multiplies. It doesn't contract, it doesn't falter, it doesn't fade, it grows well beyond whatever the initial bit was. See, that's what happens with life mindset. That's all well and good. So what gets in the way? Let me ask you this, what gets in the way for you? fear, injury, pain, there are all sorts of things you can come up with. And you come up with those things, it can end up with a bunch of things that we put out there. Too much, too hard, too difficult, all sorts of twos. And so we end up suppressing, minimizing, hiding, masking, holding back. I even live that way. I have, family with, I was touched by trauma in terms of my family members. I was verbally abused and bullied. I was very suppressed. I was voted most unaffected. And as such, live constrained. You don't have to live constrained. There is a better way. And part of the better way is wrapped up in these 3 keys that will drive your quest for success. These 3 life mindset keys. The first of which is authenticity. Being true to who you are and who you were created to be. Actually living as you are. And part of that involves knowing. You can't really live who you are if you don't know. And oftentimes it happens because we live in a world that likes to conform. And people don't even like to stand out. So we conform and we don't know. We can turn out blind and not seeing. And the thing with blindness is we narrow in on what we see, and often we don't see things, and we just go along with what's around us. So knowing ourselves is part, not just going along with the flow, but knowing ourselves. And then as we know ourselves, also then align properly with who we are. See, let me tell you about a man who was an explorer as a kid. He liked adventure, he sought that out all sorts of ways, oftentimes confined by his parents because they didn't have the resources or other perspectives. So he swore, I would never, ever in my adult life be unable to afford what I want to do. So I'm going to find a job that's going to enable me to pay me the money to successfully live with me. So he became an engineer, then he lost in exploring. He misaligned himself, and the result was very severe, profound depression and needing a severe intervention. I sat down and talked with him after he even gone through it and got relief from the depression. Well, it wasn't still fully alive. So he sat down and he recognized what he missed out on. He missed out on his adventures himself. And he recognized that his whole countenance enlightened up as he began recognizing and living in what he'd held back. The third element of authenticity is growth, being willing to engage in that which you got unknowing, but taking the steps to grow and not be comfortable. I want to have a comparison for you, the story of Lot and Abraham, where there's a choice. Lot chose an area where he could be successful and comfortable and live okay. And that's what he did. And he adapted to his surroundings. He got along, but he didn't live life fully, even though there was some success. And now that area got destroyed because there was a lot of corruption. And he didn't even want to leave the area. After destroyed, he kind of just hung out. Didn't really expand, grow, and move, whereas Abraham took the path unknown, but all he knew that was growth coming. The second key to drive your quest for success is that of originality. This takes who you are and takes your uniqueness and your way of being and enables you to be you in the original way that you are. Your character, and it starts with character. It starts with the very essence and the dynamics that all make up you. And living you in a way that's not conforming, but living to you. And here's the thing, the difference between conformity and living in character, you can see that on television. What's attractive to people are the characters. Good TV shows got somebody that's appealing to somebody because they're a little bit unusual, or it gets you interested in who they are. So you got the characters there. I also want to inform you another thing about understanding this. If you've ever had the pleasure of listening to the 2 piano guys, the cellist is somebody who collects cellos. And the reason why he collects cellos isn't just to have a whole bunch of cellos, because each cello has a unique character. It's different, a different personality, and different element, and even a different voice. And they're expressed differently in terms of being the cello and doing so in a different way. And that leads me to the second quality about originality, that of voice. See, voice is important, how you express yourself. I even had that held back when I was working on my dissertation. See, when I was working on my dissertation, I did it in a mechanical way at first, and I did all that you're supposed to do, but it was boring because myself wasn't in there. It was just all sorts of gunk. But yeah, editor pointed that out. I spent time to make sure I enlivened it by putting in my voice. Very important to use your voice. The way that you communicate is essence. And as you're using your voice, it also points to the needing to attend to the dynamics of creativity. See, creativity is being able to be flexible and adaptable, finding what is going to work for whatever the circumstances are in a unique way, and taking yourself and bringing it out there. You see, I find within the mental health field that many interventions lack creativity. They're just programmed. And that programming may be helpful because there's things that work, but they fail to take into account the individual. And when you don't take into account the individual, you don't adapt, you don't use creativity to find what's going to help them, you're going to have a less success than if you do invoke creativity. So think for a minute, how can you be more creative? And as you're doing that, then let me move you into the third key. First key, authenticity. Second key, originality. The third key is that of connection. See, connection is vital, and it entails opening up, first of all. It entails being genuine and open. So the point of authenticity is not just about being there for you, it's being open to others around you. You can be who you are authentically and keep everybody away. But if you open yourselves up, if you let people genuinely explore you, you're going to gain connection. Now, people try and use authenticity, and oftentimes they're salespersons or scammers, whatever. They present a front, and it's not real. And what we want, real, genuine vulnerability. There's proper boundaries for the proper vulnerability at the proper times. In addition to vulnerability, you want to gain understanding. You want to be able to understand who it is that you're interacting with and trying to connect to. You see, and in order to connect, you've got to be able to listen. You got to be able to understand them. You got to be able to take in where they're at, not just say, this is you and this is how you're going to be, but actually listen and hear what they have to say and actually put yourself in their shoes. And that's called empathy. So listening and empathy are keys to understanding those around us. And as we develop an understanding, guess what? Then we can engage in care. We can demonstrate love because we know who they are. We may have an idea of what they need, and we're able to release what is of value from us that's going to touch that part of them with care. And taking that seed and giving it to them so they can in their turn take it and maybe pass it on to somebody else that multiplies. See, that's the essence of life mindset, and we call these life mindset skills. So I want you to envision for a minute, what it would be like to live this way? Maybe you already do, great. But if you're living in an authentic way, you know who you are, you're being genuine, you're living that out, you're operating in alignment with yourself, you're pursuing growth, you know who you are, you know your character, you seek to use your voice, you seek to actually be creative in who you are, to benefit not just yourself but others. And as you do so, you engage in care, and you've got a flow. Does it sound like there's going to be anxiety or depression or any of that and living that way? You know, you're going to be lifted up, you're going to be positive, you're going to have a flow of life that's going to benefit others. Now it is a process. It is something that you need work through and work on, and you need to activate. And good news is there's some skills to activate. You say, this is all too much, I can get that, I don't know myself, how could I get there? Well, let me tell you about some activating skills. And the activating skills are going to be of two forms. It's going to be a form that embraces life and a form that embodies life. For embracing life, we've got the skill of reflection. And it's real simple. It's about asking. Asking questions. Let's start. Ask is actually an acronym for ask, seek, and knock. Ask us questions, go deep and deep, and go with the first response, find out what it is that you need to find out. As you get there, then once you ask, you begin to, how do I find things that help me build what I recognize I need to build upon? So we seek that out, and when we seek that out, then we relentlessly pursue what is necessary to move. We're not going to let the obstacles get in the way. We're not going to pull back. We're going to keep knocking, keep pursuing until we get through it. That's the ask of the reflection skill. Now, on the embodied life skill, it's all about refinement. And again, I mentioned that as refining a part of the process of life mindset that generates the good. When we're refining, we're clarifying. We're looking at finding out what is really of value, where the light is, how to take the impurities, take what doesn't work, and make it more clear, make it brighter, make it more known, clarify. And as we clarify, we want to go back to alignment. See, alignment is vitally important, and alignment's about your balance. If you're driving a car out of alignment, you're going to have problems. You live life out of alignment, we're going to have problems. Those problems can end up in depression, anxiety, all these kinds of things when we're out of whack with who we're supposed to be. When we're out of whack, we're out of alignment, you want to work on how to adjust that. And as you do so, you find more about who you are. You want to optimize. You want to find a way that works for you to make what you do best. Be you best. Optimize. Find the best way for you that's going to move you through. So this may be overwhelming, and it's like, okay, this all sounds well and good. How do I get there? Well, it's a benefit to get help. And it's a benefit to bring others into your sphere to help you move through your process. Some of the help can come from therapy, some of the help can come from friends and family. There can be a wide range of support that you tend to. And I have good news for you. I'm also somebody that can help. This is what I do. And I've created a website, lifemindset.life, where you can find the offers and the things that help move you from the chaos of self into the flow of life, and help break you from spirals that get you down into the negative to moving continually in an elevated way. So, one way to connect with me is just simply go to Facebook and you find the Facebook group, Discover Life Mindset. It's really on the edge. But I also got 3 offers for it. The first offer is my free gift to you. A ebook and Discover and Become that's going to work through all these areas in a reflective way that's going to help you process through. That's going to be free. And you just go to lifesuccessgift.lifemindset.life. That's lifemindset.life with life success gift dot before it. Or you can just go to the website, click on the Discover and Become, go through the order process and enter in the code Life Success Gift, and you'll get it for nothing. Normally it's going to go for $14.95. The second thing I have to offer you is what I call a way quest. It's really identity discovery. It's a process of reflective questions and talking with me for clarification to be able to know yourself better. And know yourself in ways you don't understand. And whatever tools that you like to be able to sort through, I can work with you through those to help you understand yourself better. So the Way Quest is available on the lifemindset.life website. The third offering I have for you, the third offer I got is my coaching program, Growing Life Mindset. It's an intensive program that has got 5 50-day segments. Now you can do just one segment and you're going to learn and grow and have benefit. But if you go and you commit to the full year and do the month after month, you're going to have a cumulative effect. You're going to go deeper and deeper. You're going to be able to optimize the process of living life mindset and grow in this in ways that you can't even begin to measure or understand right now because you're just on the edge. You haven't even thought about things this way before. And you may have thought about being authentic, you may have thought about originality, you may have thought about connection, but you haven't really put it together about living life to your best. See, you don't know what you don't know, but you can know more, and you will know more than you know now. Embrace life, embody life, live a life mindset. You won't regret it. You will find life and benefit and joy. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good day. Goodbye.